Okay, we are audible now. Hey John, ngayon lang kami sasalita. we
Hi,
we
hello.
we turn on the audio when we're counting down. So what's
Yeah.
up, John, Julian, AI, D Prime, MJ? What up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Okay, we are audible now.
Hey everybody, how was your Tuesday? Usually, how was your Monday? Yung tanong
Father
namin.
Bruce, what up?
Well, how's everybody in the week? Sana ayos pa tayo. Just me and Ro tonight, no Emil.
Yeah, we we gotta do this
Yep,
kasi maraming pag-uusapan on Thursday.
marami. It's funny, last week we were just saying wala na tayo masyadong pinag-uusapan.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Oh,
wrestling is wrestling, man. It'll change on you on a dime. So, dami tayong nasa docket ngayon.
thanks D Prime for watching the Chelsea Marie interview. Hope you
Oh
liked
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
out. Yeah, on YouTube.
Father Bruce is excited for Jam of the Joshi 2. Yeah, please get a ticket. I'll I'll wait for Dexcon to announce the big announcement.
Yeah. Excited. I saw the Mace Aruga announcement, so at least
Yeah. Sup
you
Doc
know,
G? No, ngayon ako nagsasalita. Sorry. We stayed quiet for a bit there. I'm busy working on something.
ngayon alam niyo yung secrets to the pod. May ganitong mga moments
Yeah. It
before
happens.
before you see us. So
Yeah, it happens. Rowan is in the chat. What up, Rowan? Okay. Less than a minute left.
this all on
You're still just a kid. Hello, WWE Universe of the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top!
Nola Life, I love you so much.
They love my Latina heat.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
You are CM Punk!
We are pretty dead. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To say his name!
Say his name and he appears.
Fancy, the voice of Philippine wrestling. University of the Philippines Cinema.
Romoran, the fancy dad. University of the Philippines Cinema.
Chino Liao, Best Scout Machine, San Sebastian College of Levels, College of St. Benil, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Emulate, Smallboard, the Ateneo de la University.
When you're listening,
And you're listening
You're listening to Wrestling Podcast. And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
to the Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast.
On our Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. You are now watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. It's Romoran and Chino Liao. Yeah, we have an echo thing. Sorry, I didn't fix the audio there, but it's okay. You will not hear that on the audio, the final output. So, okay lang yan. Don't worry about it too much, John. It's just the intro. But yeah, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We have our Weekend Reax live stream. We got to do this. We have to do this because we have a huge, monumental 3-PPV weekend
Saya.
coming up this weekend. I honestly don't know how I'm gonna catch everything and if I'm gonna be able to catch all the things, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, Gina?
Good.
Start this week.
Good. Pretty chill so far. Wala naman masyadong stress stores for the week. So, yeah, happy to be here on a Tuesday, a rare Tuesday stream.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're here because Emil apparently did not make it. So
Yes,
he's alive, but he is preoccupied otherwise.
Oh, boy pa siya, guys.
Boy
Relax
pa
lang
siya.
kayo.
Hindi na siya umabot for tonight, so it's okay. All right, so before we talk about wrestling right now, maraming nangyari over the weekend. Let's just do a quick bit of housekeeping. So, syempre, please do support the Wrestling Podcast through sponsorships, through Patreon subscriptions, through Gank, patreon.com/wrestling podcast, ganknow.com/wrestling2xpod. Tickets. You can support for as low as $5 nowadays. That's 300 pesos. Kahit 1 month lang. If you like what we do, if you enjoy our output, whether it's a podcast, whether it's clips and reels and videos, or content on the Facebook page, whatever have you, please do consider supporting us. It does go a long way. We pay Jasper through our own pockets, so we also take the monthly pay for him through your support. So, yun, please do consider and show us your appreciation by doing that. If you got more money, if you want to direct the flow of the podcast, of an episode, or even a small segment every week, you can consider supporting the podcast by sponsoring. All you got to do is email us at hello.wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. Kung kaya na lang, maybe you have an employer that you want to pimp, a brand that you want to sponsor, or you want us to promote. Kung meron kayong gusto ipa-shout out, if you want Emil to rant about something, we can do that for a price. Syempre, we don't it's tough to do this for free now. So please do consider doing all of those things. Kahit yung 1 month subscription lang. It really does go a long way. Yan. All right, so let's go to our wrestling talk and go to stuff that's happening outside the ring. So it is crazy. This is a crazy bit of work here. First, Bully Ray is in the news once again for being an attention-seeking wacko. The best way I can put that. So first things first, he says, okay, I can beat up John Moxley, who is a legitimate shoot fighter because he practices BJJ, and I'm sure he practices a bit of MMA. So he says that I can beat up John Moxley because fake tough daw siya, and the Death Riders don't do anything for him. And then Josh Barnett, the War Master, actual shoot fighter, actual MMA fighter as well.
And friend of John Moxley.
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually sticks up for John Moxley because Mox doesn't see anything on social media. He stays away from social media. So he sticks up for John Moxley and says, "Okay, I'll take your challenge. Why don't we fight? And I'll show you the real world of shoot fighting." And then Bully says, "Palag, sige, I'll make you more popular and more over than you ever were in your entire life, in your entire career," knowing that Josh Barnett does pretty well for himself. So this is a bizarre turn of events, I will say.
This is so funny. And the reason I added this was because this was so hilarious to me. How two established old heads, essentially, are going at it on Twitter like a bunch of marks, of fans. Diba?
Yeah.
This is like very peak IWC here. Only these two guys have have so many accomplishments in the ring. So nakakatawa lang nagpatulad sila on social media of all places. Diba?
Yeah, it's really basic social media for wrestlers 101 na wag pumatol. And for those who are shooting off the hip, don't even do any of these things. Kasi it's crazy. You're right, it is marked behavior. And I will admit to have done it before when I was a younger wrestler and I was in my 20s and I didn't know better. And Bully Ray is in his 50s.
50s.
And he's still picking fights.
He's a WWE Hall of Famer.
On social media. Like, it's embarrassing. Kasi parang, yeah, he's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's tangentially related or involved, associated with WWE kasi he works LFG. So, parang why would you pick this fight? Like, yeah, gets ko naman you're part of Busted Open and then you give your takes on the wrestling industry. But if I were WWE, if I were Triple H, I would cut ties with Bully Ray over this. Kasi you're dragging, whether you intend to or not, you're dragging WWE through this mud. Kasi you still carry your association with WWE no matter where you go. Like, it's crazy that he doesn't see it this way.
It's funny kasi may nakikita din ako na parang, what if this is work, diba? And essentially, it's wrestling, so you think everything's work. But if it is work, why would they bring John Moxley into it, diba? Like, why would they start there?
Oh, he's not even part of WWE, yeah.
He's not even part of WWE, diba? He's part of the competition, if anything else. So, the fact that they decided to start off work, quote-unquote, this way is pretty weird. Leads me to believe na hindi talaga na Bully Ray was just being a peak boomer and then nakahanap siya ng katapat niya in the War Master.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Like, it really is. Like, why are you doing this? Like, I would cut him from any WWE, just because it's such bad publicity. You know what I mean? But it's embarrassing. I can't believe that this guy is a veteran with more years.
He's supposed to be a coach too.
Yeah, exactly.
He's supposed to be teaching kids how to act.
Yeah, that's right.
So
it's a good call. It's embarrassing. I don't know. Nothing's gonna come of this because syempre Mox is too. He's too established.
Yeah, Mox is Mox. He doesn't really. His life isn't swayed by the opinions of people like Bully Ray.
It's just funny to see people who are sticking up on Bully's side kasi syempre galit sila sa AEW and they don't think much of Moxley kasi Mox is the black sheep of the Shield right now because he went over to the competition. So they're all saying, "Oh, Moxley isn't tough. He gets submitted in amateur BJJ tournaments." I'm like, who cares? BJJ isn't a matter of toughness; it's a matter of technique and finesse. Like, you don't do BJJ if you're not tough. It doesn't matter if you lose. Like, anyone can beat anyone in BJJ as long as you get lucky and grab.
That's actually true. Diba?
So, ang daming mema. Ang dami talagang mema dito.
Well, yeah.
So, let's let this thing die down. And again, I suppose let's have this be a lesson to people in the industry to stop starting shit with people who are not working with you. Diba? That's really the
I mean,
rule.
it's a poor way to get your foot in the door, if anything. Like, if this is his way to catch AEW attention, parang pare. So parang, why do it this way, diba?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's doing. I mean, Bubba's doing it for the clout. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
parang kapit patalim, diba? Na
Mm.
walang ano. But wala,
Yeah.
it's a bad look. It's an extremely bad look.
Yep.
All right, let's go to SmackDown. So, they did the thing. Cody Rhodes and Gunther had the rematch. Sami Zayn was a special guest referee, and it was hilarious. They promoted it as, oh, no commercial breaks, and you would think that it would go 30 minutes and all that. But there were shenanigans that went on, and Sami ended up having Cody retain through a fast count. So it was funny that way. And now Nick Aldis made it, made the obvious decision and made it a triple threat for the championship at Night of Champions this weekend. So, yes, it was the obvious choice. Doon naman talaga papunta diba? But at the same time, this is also a lot more fun now than the Bloodline because Sami is carrying all. I feel that Sami is carrying all of this by being the conflicted friend. Hindi mo pa rin sure kung bad guy or good guy siya. He says he's a good guy, but he acts out like a bad guy, but he's just acting out, and I love that he sells it like a really human thing, his really human conflict. What do you feel about how Sami has been working as a third man in this story?
I actually think he was a heel in this whole scenario. Kasi there was a second match, diba? Cody has to restart the match. The second match happened, and then he fucking interrupts it with what, a belt? Yung mga belt shot, or he just hit somebody, diba? Basta nag-interrupt siya. So that's heel behavior. And the fact that he still considers himself as the last good guy, and while still doing heel things, that's typical heel psychology right there. So I think in this scenario, nung una kasi, nung pumasok si Sammy dito, I thought that he was just an awkward duck in this whole picture, diba? Because the rivalry was between Cody and Gunther, and then all of a sudden, nandiyan si Sammy. But now, tama ka, Sammy is carrying the crux of this rivalry a lot more because he makes it interesting. He adds a moral dilemma to the relationship he has with Cody and the relationship he has to Gunther. So the fact that he's there as a significant figure in this triple threat, it really just it makes it more diverse than saying a straight up good guy Cody versus bad guy Gunther deal. Diba? I wouldn't be surprised if Sammy actually walks away with the title here. Diba? Because they are going to be having the match in Saudi.
That would be
so
the dream.
That might happen.
I know that would piss a lot of people off, but I do hope that I agree that that's what happens. I like that Sammy turned getting booed in his feud with Trick Williams into getting a championship match.
Yun pa.
He lost the feud with Trick, but he won the most by getting this feud, and I love that for him. Like, I really love that for him. It shows that he understood what his role was to be and played it really well, and that's like the best level up. And I know it's gonna piss a lot of people off because people are tired of Sammy, and then now they're tired of his whiny heel antics. But I would say that he's also still like a good friend because he was the one who, he didn't want to hit Cody. I mean, we talked about this last week, but I feel like may konting amor pa rin siya kay Cody,
right,
in this whole thing. Yeah, it's sorry, what?
Sorry, no, pwede naman. Yeah, I think yes, he is still conflicted, but I wouldn't go as far as to say na conflicted enough siya to say na mabait pa rin ako. Like, because he says yes, mabait pa rin ako.
I think when he talks to Johnny Gargano in the back, I feel like he's sounding out a lot of his thought processes.
Right.
And I feel like it's a lot of it is really he's frustrated at the rest of the world. And not that he's evil like Gunther, So it's funny because mas three-dimensional yung character niya out more than the other two. Like, Cody is weird, he's full of hubris, and Gunther has become reduced to a whiny heel.
Actually, kawawa nga si Gunther dito diba? Kasi he came into this with so much steam. Yeah. And then when you bring Sammy into the picture, parang na-minimize yung role niya dito. So if anything, Gunther's like the third guy. here
Yeah.
in this
That's
rivalry, which sucks, honestly.
That's actually a good call. I feel like
Yeah.
they did a good job of putting over the issues between Sammy and Cody. That you're right. I feel like Gunther is just here because he's here.
Yeah, di
And
ba kasi he got the faulty finish nung Saturday Night's main event, di ba? So, yeah, it's weird kasi kawawa siya kasi he actually had a legitimate claim, other than friendship, which is
yeah,
the only claim Sammy has at this point.
yeah, it is what it is. But I don't know. I feel like they set it up for Gunther to pin Sammy for the championship. But
Mhm.
I also feel like if you don't put the championship on Sammy, this would also be for nothing.
Yeah.
Diba?
That is true. But kasi parang what is happening now is they're setting everything up for him to win in Saudi, that if they don't pull the trigger on this, sila yung mas magmukhang gago. Diba? Because they put him in this position and they have this big show and they have this Arab representation. With the partnership coming to an end in a few years, but I don't think they can risk it not giving the title to her.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I do hope so. I feel like it's tough to call then. Like I think it could go realistically
Yeah.
three different ways. Yeah, so we'll see. I hope that Sammy does get the championship here. I feel like it's time, and I also feel like it would piss off a lot of people in a good way. But I feel like people have also come around to Sammy playing a heel kasi at least alam na nila na heel siya.
Yeah.
Hindi na siya whiny babyface na hindi mo mawari kung ano yung nangyayari sa kanya.
I mean, pwede naman siyang mabilisang champion lang. He doesn't have to set a record for anything, di ba?
Sure.
Like if they put the title on Jey Uso, why can't they put the title on Sami Zayn? I feel like he's more deserving, But
Yeah, I feel like he's earned it. Then I feel like
Yeah.
he has done a good job of making himself look like a fool, like a really hateable guy.
Hmm.
So yeah, I feel like he deserves that kite short reign, like Drew McIntyre does.
Yeah.
Right. The Bloodline saga has moved to Solo Sikoa's MFT, like a couple of years after or a year after they did that. Was it a couple of years or a year?
A couple of years
Couple of
now.
years.
If you're going by the Bloodlines rules match,
Yeah.
Netflix, then it's been a few years.
I've forgotten. Like it's been all such a blur.
Yeah,
So
it's been one
Jake-
long story.
Jacob has gone after Solo as the emissary of Roman Reigns, diba? So he appeared on SmackDown to send a warning to Solo. And then now, Solo returned the favor and appeared on Raw earlier today and cost Jimmy the match against LA Knight. So, do we like this? Is this something that we want to see? Parang, kasi I'm kind of ambivalent towards this. Like,
Right.
I just want to fast forward to the part where Jacob breaks free of Roman.
I don't even know what people will hate more. Will they hate the no character arc Roman Reigns more, or will they hate a face Solo Sikoa? Or because this is essentially what's happening here now. He's siding with LA Knight, who's supposed to be the heel, but people are cheering for, so he's the face. Diba parang, is again yung reverse logic na pinag-uusapan natin ni Emil last week. Dito ulit pumapasok diba? What is his actual alignment here? What do they want from him? Do they want him to get booed? Do they want him to get cheered? Because clearly, yung ginawa niya kanina, people were cheering for him
Right.
when he did the spike, diba? Right? So parang, it's still a little confusing.
Yeah,
Just
that's
for
what happens
me.
when you have a toxic character who gets cheered and you let them get cheered. diba? You let them be the face in the story. So it's a mess. I feel like Solo has also like charmed people with his personality.
Right.
And LA Knight naman kasi, well, it depends on how you see him, diba? And how you see the bloodline. If you like the bloodline, LA Knight's a heel. But if you are tired of the bloodline, LA Knight's a face. Because he's also dropping truth bombs about the bloodline. So to me, I feel like LA is a face. Because he's the one speaking the truth about the bloodline. So it's also a rightful mess. Like it highly depends on how you look at it. So, and it's this mess that kind of makes me want to just fast forward and go to the time when alam natin na face si Jacob when he breaks free of Roman.
Right. Right. Yeah, yun naman din talaga yung ending nito lahat, right? I don't think the Usos are gonna end up on top here. But at the same time, I like how they're utilizing Solo. It's just going to, I don't know how they're going to handle his relationship with the Tongans, but I don't know what is going to happen there. I also don't know if Solo is capable enough to handle the role of being a face. Since I haven't seen him being a face yet, I don't even remember if he was in NXT. So the fact that they're putting him in this high level, high pressure spot, it's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like mas tanggap na siya ngayon kaysa sa the first time he broke free of Roman. Like as John said here in the chat, he has shown his wit. He has shown his goofy
Yeah.
side, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you don't do the goofy side in this story against Roman, unless
Yeah, dapat seryoso ka eh, diba? Because it's a serious storyline.
unless you find a way to be the goofy guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, good luck.
I don't think.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think he's like hindi din bagay kasi sa kanya yung goofy guy dito sa situation.
He does have to step it up.
Yeah, he does have to step it up, especially against a talker like LA Knight, who really just does. He brings if anything, si LA Knight pa yung straight man dito eh. Diba? He's the guy who brings makes everything grounded on a weekly basis by calling out Roman and the Bloodlines BS. Diba? So the fact that they're bringing Solo Sikoa into this, it's going to be interesting to watch, if anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too hyped for it. I was saying. I would assume. Bahala na. If something good happens, I'm okay.
Right.
Jade Cargill is now going after the United States Championship on the women's side, so she's challenging Tiffany Stratton. They're kind of repeating this feud a little bit. Are we okay with this? Like,
yeah. I mean, it gives Stephanie something to do for Night of Champions at least, so the obligatory women's match that the Saudis will boo. So it's just that, they needed the women's match, and that's what we get.
Yeah. Okay lang din. I mean, that division is kind of treading water right now. Like I wish it was Julia again, pero
yeah.
Okay, you got to do something for it.
I mean, Julia is getting her match finally against Kiana James this Friday, the Saturday SmackDown, diba? So at least may closure na si Julia dun sa story na yan, and she gets to move on from that. Now, with regards to Jade and Tiffany, yeah, not the biggest deal in the world, but I mean, it gives something for Jade to do, it gives something for Tiffany to do, it gives something for B-Fab and Michin to do. So at least that.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Raw and talk about the most interesting story that happened from the show.
Hell yeah.
So Chad Gable tries to say sorry to the Alpha Academy. That's Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree. And he delivers a really convincing apology to the point na, pumipiyok-piyok pa siya.
Naiyak-iyak na siya, yeah.
Naiyak-iyak na siya. And then Otis makes as though he was gonna shake Gable's hand, and Maxine is the one who blocks it. And inungkat ni Maxine lahat ng hinanakit nila against Chad Gable for doing what he did when he was turning heel and forming the American Made stable. And again, to be fair, Maxine's not wrong. She's perfectly valid and entitled to feel the way that she
talagang may
feels.
tama siya, yeah.
Yeah, about how Chad Gable treated them as his friends, as his proteges, diba? And she blocks the reconciliation attempt, saying that, okay, you're apologizing, yes, but you're doing this for you, diba? And we don't believe you because you have shown us that you have only ever really acted for yourself this whole time. And the tension now is Gable is going to have to spend however long from here trying to earn the trust and the acceptance of his former proteges. So, what did you think of how this story went down?
First of all, I wanted Emil to be on here. Talk about this. Kasi ito yung hinahanap natin at character arc for Roman Reigns eh. Diba? This is it. Diba? And I kind of see why they didn't do it for Roman. But I also, you still really want it because it's the human reaction. You can't hate Maxine Dupree here because it's a human reaction to feel betrayed by a friend. Diba? That's essentially what happened here. He was a mentor, he was a friend, tinorture niya, di ba? Like Maxine called out all his BS, di ba? Yung when he whipped Tozawa, tama? Si Tozawa with that weight belt, and he did all these other things. So parang he really called him up, pulled out the receipts on him. And then sinabi pa ni Maxine na I won this title and I did it without you, diba? She was the first one of the first women's IC champions. So parang all these things basically have us, or they want us to see na parang tama si Chad, mali si Maxine. But if anything, it's human to relate to Maxine Dupree. Diba? This is what you want from the story. And I like how they're using Maxine here. She's not just a fly on the wall anymore. Hindi na lang siya yung token female sa stable na to. She's actually an important part of this story. Now, to the point na Chad, if anything, has to convince her before he can convince the other two. Kasi nakuha na niya si Otis di ba? Otis did that slow take as he was leaving the ring. Right? So if anything, si Otis parang okay na. But Maxine was there. She was putting the reins, so to speak. So yan ang ultimate op ni Chad Gable ngayon, as skinny blonde wrestler.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. Everything you said is correct. What I also liked about this is now there are legitimate consequences for things you did as a bad guy, and you don't just get away with those when you turn face, when you turn back face. So hindi na siya, okay, I'm face again. I say sorry. We're gonna team again like nothing happened. Now he has to actually go through the arc of redeeming himself and undoing everything that he did as a bad guy. And I like that because far too long under Vince, you would just see people who just team up again and associate with each other again just because, okay, pareho kami face, pareho kami heel.
Yeah, especially after nyo magpatayan diba?
So there are real consequences to this, especially with the bloodline. You see that in the bloodline, but Chemper, it's nice to see it in other groups, diba? It's not. It's good to see that it's not all just aligning, or it's not all just happening and centered on the bloodline. So this is great, and I hope that we continue to see more of this. I think we will see more of this because this is the way that WWE tells stories now. I say it's not just those things na hindi nila pinag-iisipan yung details. Like there are still slips and some oversights, yes, but all the same, when the story is kicking, when it's really hitting, it's really, really hitting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting also to see how Austin Theory plays into this, if he does. Diba? Kasi past few weeks, they've been dropping hints of Maxine and Austin Theory in the background here. Diba? There's even a point where Maxine stood up she stood up for Austin Theory, saying that he's not such a bad guy. So now that they don't have the titles anymore, spoiler alert, we'll get to that later, Austin Theory actually has time to tell this story. And so it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate him, if they do, dito sa Alpha Academy storyline.
Yeah. I don't think itutuloy na yung Austin Theory thing. I feel like they're kind of diverging from that, but all the same, they did that in the background. So we'll see. I feel like makukorrupt din si Maxine because yun nga, she's bitter about how Gable treated them. So I feel like that she's like in a good state of mind to be corrupted by the Vision. Diba? Speaking, okay, let's go to that since we already mentioned it. So we have new World Tag Team Champions. The Vision was defeated by the Street Profits, and I feel like this was quite a long time coming then. Yeah. Especially after they had been racked by so many injuries. Although Logan Paul is back. But at the same time, Joe Hendry also helped them win the championship.
Yeah. So I don't know what. See, Joe Hendry, I don't know if he was injured or if it's because of the visa issues.
Probably the visa issues.
It's probably because they were in London, diba? So mas maganda for him. But, it's nice to see him back and rehashing things with Logan Paul. Ang problema mo lang dyan is how you're going to be able to tell the story with, said visa issues here. Hopefully they can, because it's a rivalry that's been a long time coming. People are still singing that song, even if Logan's been out for a bit here.
Pero bumalik na siya, diba?
Yeah, bumalik na siya. So now that now that Logan Paul is back, you see Joe Henry na lang talaga yung kailangan i-figure out dito and how they can continue telling the story. With the Profits, I mean, I'm glad they finally won and they won big. They're still aligned with Seth Rollins here in the sense that Rollins did make his presence felt no match na to. So it's still a thing, very much a thing. I don't know if they're stable or if this is just an alliance of convenience, right? But the fact that they are there together still and they won big, the Profits, really just goes to show na madami pa tong kwento na to. Mahaba pa tong storyline na to eh.
Yeah. I'm just happy to see new tag team champions. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I want to
Of
see.
course.
Like, I feel like the vision is more cursed than the Knicks and the Cavs. So I feel like it's time to parang wind down the association na rin with everyone being injured and all of that. Okay. Speaking of tag teams and tag team championships, so Lyra Valkyria and Bailey are no longer a thing because Lyra turned on Bailey after losing the women's tag team championship match that they had against Brie Bella and Paige. So, okay, what do you feel about Lyra turning on Bailey? Because I don't think that this should have happened.
Yeah, it was a little weird to be honest. It was a little weird. It's not that she turned on Bailey too. Eh? The problem I have with this is that she turned on Bailey and wala pa tayong justification for it. Like there were opportunities throughout the show where she could have explained herself, pero di nila kinuha. And I understand that logic. It keeps everything mysterious, but then at the same time, everything is pretty murky at this point. So hindi ko alam kung saan nila dadalhin tong kwento na to. But also, they've been losing quite a bit as Corey called out on the commentary here. So parang medyo gets mo na hindi eh. Right. It's medyo it's a medyo yes and no kind of story for me.
Ako naman, I feel like the division really needs them. Like, I want a deep women's tag team division. I feel like, yes, they haven't been winning, but at the same time, I really like them as a team. Like, they do really well, and they are like the most veteran presence then, outside of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And Paige and Brie aren't as veteran because they kind of lost a lot of years. So I feel like sila yung pinaka-steady. But I get that at the same time, you kind of want to free up Bailey to work AAA, to work NXT, whatever have you, and then Lyra to get a new personality after being the nondescript bird lady for so long. Diba? So okay, gets good in. It's just that
I mean, yeah, if anything, this will be her first time as a heel.
Yeah,
So
I
there's
guess
that.
there is that indeed. So yeah. Okay. Wala. I mean, we'll see. I think they didn't explain it because I think it was pretty self-explanatory. Like,
Yeah.
okay, they're frustrated kasi di sila nanalo ng tag team championships kahit isang beses. So wala,
Yeah.
frustrated si Lyra. And I think it's a typical story then that has been told for so long. So it's not
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 as
much there. Yeah, it's not a
complicated,
complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated either.
Yeah. So yeah, fair enough.
Okay, last bit on Raw. Jey Uso is going to the finals of the King of the Ring against Oba Femi. And Liv Morgan did not get injured, by the way, from that house show spot in England. So it's Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the Queen of the Ring finals. Did they explain what happens if Liv wins?
Wala pa din.
Wala pa rin.
Wala pa din.
So I guess they will explain that if Liv wins, which
Liv wins,
which
yeah.
I don't think is happening. But yeah, there's that. I think we're pretty clear to the mind that Io should be winning. But what did you feel about Jey Uso taking a final spot in the King of the Ring?
It's just like, napataas na lang ako ng kamay. It's like, okay. Because I really wanted Javon and Oba to be the final. Diba? They had a killer rivalry in NXT. I wanted to see Obo yeet him into the desert. Pero wala. Ito yung nakuha natin. What can we do?
It will be interesting to see.
The worst, ito lang naisip ko during their face-off on Raw is that there is a possibility that Jey Uso goes all the way here. Diba?
I mean, I don't know. Are you gonna risk that with?
I mean, yeah. Pero at the same time, like, what if Brock just show? We're preempting all the picks here.
Okay,
What
sure.
if Brock just just shows up and screws Oba, diba?
Okay.
There's still that possibility because they want to build that rivalry.
That's gonna piss so many people off.
No. Yes. Oh, naturally. As with anything, diba? As with Sammy winning and everything else, it's gonna piss a lot of people off. But if they're really serious about this Brock Oba match sa SummerSlam, it might be the move. If they don't want to make Oba do double duty, which I don't, I really doubt that they will.
It is a corner that they've painted themselves in, pero I guess we'll see. Yeah, it is what it is. Jey Uso is your finalist. I feel like any other would have been okay, but they
Yeah.
went with this. So it's something that they have to stick to their guns.
If
with.
anything, of note, sinabi din ni Jey Uso that he's going after Cody's title. So, hindi rin ito yung sinabi natin before na because you win on Raw or as a Raw superstar, you're automatically going after
so
the
there's a
belt.
choice.
It's a choice, yeah.
All right.
So he
No, I feel like
himself has declared.
I feel like it was that choice because syempre he's not gonna go after Roman after.
Yeah,
after
oo nga.
this.
So ibig sabihin may option pala siya, right? Like
I guess.
diba? So it's so again, the rules aren't as transferable as we thought.
I suppose. Okay, sige. We'll see, and we'll make those. We'll talk about those predictions when we predict
more
the show
on Thursday.
On Thursday. All right, we still have AAA and a few things from AEW to talk about, but before we do that, let's take a quick break and gather ourselves as we watch a Meal Nate dance break. All right, it's a big episode of AAA last Sunday, Manila time. El Grande Americano is back. He had a hero's welcome to close the episode, and then a new group stepped out from the shadows. Los Perros del Mal regrouped with Daga, the returning Daga, who we last saw at Pro Wrestling Noah and TNA then. So Daga brings with him returning member Angel Garza, joined by his cousin Berto, and NXT wrestlers Carmen Petrovic and Bronco Nima, who, by the way, people are wondering, is OTM over because of this? There is also a new stable with the women in NXT, Carmen Petrovic and Natty. Yeah. So a lot of questions are up in the air for this because we assume, or we don't know, rather, whether AAA is going to be a parallel universe from WWE and NXT. So I think Taker is doing his own thing, and then Shawn Michaels is doing another thing.
Yeah, yun nga eh. Parang mahirap na din sabihin that they are independent of one another because we've seen the Chad Gable story play out, diba? It was messy. Yung alignment ng mga Americanos was messy, but the fallout is pretty much very transferable. Diba? What happened on AAA is in effect in WWE main canon. So there's that. So it's kind of hard for us to say na parang dahil AAA to, there's a AAA Carmen Petrovic and an NXT Carmen Petrovic. I don't know, man. It's a little confusing.
I think we'll find out tomorrow on NXT. I think
also
I think NXT is live, whereas AAA is taped after every month, diba? So we'll find out. I feel like hindi naman broken up yung OTM, hindi rin broken up yung stable ni Natty. I feel like Perros del Mal will be a thing of its own in AAA, and I don't think they'll be crossing over to the States.
I do like the idea of Perros del Mal reforming, especially with Daga at the supposed helm here. Because first of all, I'm a fan of Daga, so I like his style. Diba? I've always called him the Mexican Pac. So he kind of has that look to him, and that move set is pretty much the same as well. So Um, I like how they're reforming this legacy stable in AAA, and they are really setting El Grande Americano up as the ultimate face, diba? Kasi what is the trademark of any face? It's when he goes up against a
Odds,
stable,
yeah.
a heel stable, diba? So he has that going for him. Yeah, we all expected him to go after Dominic Mysterio as he wanted to do. Pero dito na papasok yung I guess yung wrinkle sa story niya, that twist that people have been either not looking for or but needed. Dito sa story ni El Grande Americano because his rise to the top, while meteoric, can't just be straight at this point. Kailangan may konting liko din eh. Diba? And I like this liko in the form of Peres del Mal.
Yeah. People are asking, how do you explain Peros del Mal to someone who didn't watch AAA? So I think the closest then that we can compare them to is Bullet Club. I That's a really reductive comparison, but I
Yeah.
feel like that's like the easiest way to describe this group. Because this was like the biggest heels then of AAA. Uh, yeah, I mean, I will admit that I don't know as much. I don't know as much.
I would I probably know as much as you do, pero yeah, they have Bullet Club, but also like LIJ,
Sure.
also like other heel stables, Just imagine like big heel stables, diba?
Hmm.
Sila yun for AAA.
Yeah.
And they
So,
literally had everybody there.
hmm.
Diba? They had the Cyberneticos. They
Yeah.
had two of the clowns for a time. I can't remember which clowns, but they had a few of the clowns there for a time. They had Cybernetico, who was a AAA legend. A few guys passed as members of that group. So it's a pretty established stable.
Yeah. And now they're gonna establish it again with
Yeah.
the kids. I feel like adding the kids, and Shepard adding, Berto and Angel. It's really good kasi na vindicate din sila by staying with and resigning with WWE.
Yeah. Actually, mas gamit na nga sila eh, diba? Even sila Joaquin Wild and them, mas gamit na sila on AAA. So I like how they're appearing now
Yeah,
more frequently.
I like that AAA is just another place where people can
Yeah.
get work within the WWE umbrella.
Yeah.
Buti nagagamit sila dun.
Yeah.
So I hope that nobody gets released. Like, okay, get paid in Mexico and do that thing. All right.
Yeah, I mean, like you have people like Carmen Petrovic. Sorry, diba Carmen Petrovic has been with NXT for the longest
Yeah,
time.
for a few years now.
Diba? They tried her out on the main roster for a bit, pero bumalik ulit ng NXT. She even ended up in Evolve, right, for a bit. So now that she's back on quote-unquote main roster TV in AAA, good for her. Diba? Get that money.
Yeah, I agree. And get those reps
Oh,
down
exposure,
down in
diba?
Mexico.
Experience, all that.
All right. One last thing before we go, let's talk about AEW really quickly. Collision happened, and we have our women's Owen Cup tournament finals. It's Mercedes Moné versus Maya World. So Maya is a really interesting story. She came all the way from replacing Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé in that
Yeah.
match from November 2025, where they were supposed to get squashed, but they didn't want to work a 3-minute match,
Yeah.
so they walked out. And Maya World and Hyan replaced them, and now Maya World is competing against her idol Mercedes Moné in the finals of the Owen Hart Cup. So really impressive for her. I feel like she's not gonna win, but I also feel like this is more than enough for her. Because syempre, she's a new face, she's a new name. Most people aren't familiar with her, and then she lost her brother, unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago. And this is like a nice babyface push. I feel like this is TK also rewarding her for, okay, you showed up to work even though you didn't have to show up to work. And that's really good of him. I feel like that was really cool of him for giving
Yeah.
her this opportunity.
I mean, if I'm Nixon Nua, I would be kicking myself repeatedly. Di ba? Kasi nawalan na nga ako ng trabaho sa AEW. Nawalan na ako ng big time spot. Like, I mean, this is what happens when you just show up to work,
Yeah.
and you stay consistent.
It's true.
Di ba? I don't really know what else to say. I'm happy for Maya World, but I'm laughing at Nixon Newell right now.
I don't think naman. I don't think Nixon Newell would have gotten this spot if she stayed. It's just that nagkataon na
Mm.
okay, she created this.
Well, fair. Oh,
She created
fair.
the spot, and then it just so happened that okay,
Yeah,
other things also happened for Maya World for this to happen to
yeah.
her. Diba?
I mean, to be fair to Maya World, she was given an opportunity and she
Uh,
made the best of it.
yeah,
Diba? So really, this girl is a worker. So I'm
yeah.
happy that she's been able to turn this opportunity into bigger opportunities for herself. Really, really. That's if anything's to be picked up from the story, it's that.
Yeah, I just hope then that TK like sees the goodwill and doesn't stop here. Sana tuloy pa niya.
Yeah.
So yun. I mean, the thing naman talaga is that it's tough for TK to book women on his shows, but there is growing clamor for it, and I hope that he starts to listen soon enough.
Yeah.
One last thing from AW. So FTR has been missing since Double or Nothing. So they have put out a statement on social media that says that they've been going at this for years now, since 2014 on NXT. And sabi nila wala pa silang totoong pahinga.
Yeah.
So they're stepping away, and then when they come back, they're also starting a retirement tour.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. What do you think that FTR's talking about retirement?
I mean, it is true that they've been going at it hard for quite some time. They've also been marred with frequent injuries, diba?
Yeah.
Remember when they debuted on WWE main roster, hindi sila nagtugma ni Dash. So because of injuries, especially to Dax Harwood, diba? So then Scott Dawson. So the fact that they're actually taking this time to reevaluate and then go on a retirement tour. It sucks. I am an FTR fan. I've always been a fan of the Revival. Ever since the NXT days, one of my favorite tag teams ever. Right. So the fact that they are finally hanging it up after only so many years. It's only been a little bit more than 2 decades here. A little bit under 2 decades pala. So parang it's really surprising that they're hanging it up. But if who are we to say who when enough is enough, right? Like if they feel like this is it for them, then good for them. Congrats to the career that they've had.
Syempre, if they made their money, syempre, you can't keep doing
Yeah.
this forever. Like there
Yeah.
is a point where you can stop and save your body for the rest of your life, diba? For your family, for your friends. Unless super addict ka mag-wrestling, diba? There is a point where you just want to stop. And if they made their money, if they saved their money, if they invested and they're set for the rest of their lives, then why the hell not, right? So more power to FTR kapag when they come back to finish out the rest of their retirement tour.
Mhm.
Okay, that is it for our topics from Weekend Reacts. If you feel like we missed out on anything, just let us know, and we'll talk about that on Thursday when we do our thing and when we do the Thursday live stream. Before we get out of here, Chino, do you have any plugs?
Yeah, Friday, this is the same thing I'm plugging on Thursday.
Go.
Friday, I'll be with Stanley Chi and Ceci at Vault Tito's Green Hills.
Green Hills, yeah.
And yes, so Tito's Green Hills, the vault inside Tito's Green Hills. We are doing the Chinoy show for the month of June. So it's a triple headliner once again. Hopefully you can join us. There are still tickets available.
All right.
ComedyManila.ph, yeah.
Ako naman, tickets for Jam of the Joshis 2 and ISUS are still available on DexCon. We are like a little like 3 weeks away from the show. So it's a huge weekend. Choco Pro will be coming. A lot of fun will be had. If you like women's wrestling, if you like Joshi wrestling, this is the place to be on that weekend. Siyempre, for the rest of us, there is a second show on Sunday. So, maraming ganap. It's going to be a fun weekend that day. Tickets are available at dexcon.helixpay.ph. If you want to continue the conversation with us, you can just hit us up on social media, Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Wrestling2XPod, Instagram, Threads, and Facebook at Wrestling Podcast. For Chino, it's at Chino Supersize everywhere. For myself, it is at Ro is War on Twitter and Blue Sky, at Shang.Daddy on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, at _Stancy for Stan if you miss him, at EML_Meister for Emil Nate, and at Monday Night Rowan for Rowan ASH. Thank you to Babyface producer Jasper for always making us sound great on these episodes and producing all of the content that you see for videos. And syempre, just keeping us together and being the glue that makes the output for the Wrestling podcast. So we'll see you guys on Thursday for the live stream. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. We have a lot of shows to predict, so stay tuned and join us for that one. Until then, stay safe, stay dry, umuulan na ulit, stay cool, mainit pa rin, and stay hydrated all the time, and don't be a dick. Wrestling podcast out. Later. Peace.